What up, what up, what up, good people? It's your boy BTG, aka Bust Them Guns, back at you again, fresh off Arm 5. Let's go ahead and get the housekeeping out of the way before we go too far. This video is for educational purposes only. We are in a safe and controlled environment. We're not selling any firearms, nor are we selling any accessories. We're not promoting the sale of any firearms, nor are we promoting the sale of any accessories. This is just a product review of my own personal equipment. So, if you're new to the channel, welcome. Appreciate you stopping by. If you enjoy the content, hopefully you hit that subscribe button and come back and see us. If you're a returning viewer, you know I appreciate the support. Appreciate you being along for the ride. And we're going to keep this journey going. So let's go ahead and jump into it. As you can see from the thumbnail, this is the preview of that Synergy. That bad boy is completely done now. That's the Great Lakes Firearms and Ammunition. Got the upgrades on that bad boy. I previewed on the channel a few times. I've kind of did the tabletop of it. So this was the range footage. This is what we've been waiting for, to see how this bad boy is going to perform, if there's going to be any issues, see how it's going to run, see if it all was worth the while, or as they say, if the juice was worth the squeeze. And I say it was. I say it definitely was. So this is the star of the show. This is that Great Lakes Synergy. And this is the gold model. And this bad boy came out extremely nice. Extremely nice. So this is not, mag is empty, weapon is empty. Put that mag back in for aesthetics. So this, find safe direction. So this is not going to be an in-depth review here of the firearm. If you want to see the details on this bad boy, go back and check out the review. I did a detailed breakdown on the upgrades. This is for the range here. So took this bad boy out, see how it's going to run. This is first shots. Since we've done the upgrade, got the ports in here. See if this bad boy is going to shoot flat or exactly what the situation was going to be. So, first out, ran this bad boy as I normally do, slow and steady, just to kind of get a feel for the recoil, and then picked up the pace a little bit with some double taps. And the direct comparison on this is the Romulus. So, that's the DNA underneath the Great Lakes. So this was going to be, magazine's empty, weapon is empty. Back in for aesthetics, safe direction. So this was going to be the immediate direct comparison to see how it shoots next to that Romulus. The Romulus, still in its stock configuration. It's got the comp on the end, small comp. This is more of like an expansion chamber. The barrel stops here. So, but it shoots solid. It's always shot solid. The only thing I've done is tune the trigger down to about 2.5 pounds. But other than that, it's still in its stock configuration. So this was going to be the direct comparison, because there's so much talk of those two. We did have the 3 Amigos, so we ran them. This is our MAC9, the new iteration on this bad boy. So if you haven't seen that, there's a detailed breakdown on that. Mag is empty. Weapon is empty. Put that mag back in for aesthetics, safe direction. So that's the MAC9. We ran that bad boy. But the immediate comparison was with the Great Lakes and the Romulus. But we definitely take the Amigos. So, match X, mag empty, weapon is empty, mag back in for aesthetics, safe direction. So, we had the match X out there as well, because we want to see how that bad boy is going to feel. Because I've shot all of them, obviously, but when you change something, you want immediate feedback. So, the only way to get that is to run them back to back. So, we ran the MAC9, the match X as well. And then for good measure, just to keep getting that round count up, we ran the Watchtower. Now let's go ahead and clear that since we're handling it. Mag is empty. Weapon is empty. Back in for aesthetic, safe direction. So we ran the Watchtower, Demolition, and it wouldn't be complete if we didn't run that Custom Works Vulcan. So weapon is empty. Put mag back in for aesthetics, safe direction. So Custom Works Vulcan. This here is top of the food chain. So this bad boy here is the standard. So this is setting the mark. So we ran all these bad boys, but obviously the last two are not direct comparison. It's the Amigos that we're running against that Great Lakes. I had to zero this bad boy, but I couldn't get enough drop to zero it with this optic. So I had to actually put some underneath here to lift the back of it up so I can get it zeroed. So I've got to get a plate for this bad boy. I'll get that 1 degree plate and put on the back of there just to kind of raise the back of that optic up. So got that zeroed in. Another issue that I'm going to have to address was this mag release. It's just the extended mag release that I put on here. Had similar issue with the MAC9. It's just something about this grip. It doesn't seat solid. And I guess it'll break in, but it wasn't seating initially. But as the day went on, I didn't have any issues out of it. But that's not something you want ongoing. You don't want a magazine dropping out when you're shooting this bad boy. But enough in-house talk. We're going to jump out to the range. We're going to check out this footage, slow and steady. Then follow behind that with some double taps. So slow and steady one magazine, double tap next magazine, and we rotated our way through the group. And then we swung back around to the original comparison, which is the Synergy and the Romulus. So that was the initial outing. Let's check that out. We'll come back in, and then we'll go from there. All right, so we should be running. We are live. This Great Lakes. So this is initial outing, all the upgrades. We're gonna run this bad boy. See, I've been shooting it a little bit, have to get it zeroed in. But we're gonna run it, and we're gonna run it right next to that Romulus, and then we'll bring in the other Amigos. So let's start. We'll go with that left target, and we'll go right down the center. No lockback, but that's solid. It feels nice and flat. We're gonna come right back to back with that Romulus because that's a direct comparison. And do the same thing. We're gonna flip to that right target, dead center. Bring it down a bit. This must be the 6 you already got. Okay. Alright, so we're going right target, dead center. See what it is. I already shot this on steel. So I think we need to bring that bad boy up a little. I think this time. Put that dot on and went straight to the meter. So I've only shot it on steel. Looks like we are a little low. So let's bring it up some. Windage looks to be okay. It just needs to come up a bit. Let's take a couple there. There we are. Nice. Let's come back with some double taps. You are empty. Look, tell me what you think. It's running. We need this stuff. We're gonna bounce right to that MAC9, to that match X, and we'll just go left target pop. Haven't zeroed this in source. We've only shot it outside. Well, maybe not. Let's see. This one's shooting a little high, so let's bring it down. Okay. Double taps on there. Take us a dial again. Let's hit it with some double taps. Just stay on the same target. Out, might as well land it on out. On the bottom left corner. That was a weird ejection. Look. We're gonna rotate right onto the MAC9. That's what we do. We're going far right, top target. This job is good. Let's find out. Looks like it's a little to the right. Let's see. Double tap. You might as well go full circle. Watchtower. Come down more. Let's see. Going down. Let's take one shot with that. to the left. Elevation. Then we're on. Let's try that. Just dialed in there. Hit it with some double taps. And for now, you can put the Vulcan in there. It should be dialed in. Bottom right. That was me bucking more than anything, trying to catch the rhythm on that trigger. So that's a full cycle through, 2 mags on each one. Now we're gonna bring it back around to the start of the show. And we're gonna run this synergy. This mag release, it's gonna be a little adjustment. Doesn't play the flow good enough. Lock it in there, maybe it'll break in with the shooting, but that's a new catch in there. And I fitted it a little bit when I put it in there, but it seemed like I need a little more TLC. So we're going to go bottom left corner. Put me a thumb ledge on there. Get off that light. Nice and dirty. It's all good. I'm just kind of learning back to back just to kind of gain some footage to give a good comparison, good idea, and for me to get a better feel in the hand. It's really flat. Checks. The MAC9 is running kind of flat. Seems to be flowing a little flatter than the MAC checks, but let me get it back to back on it. A little of that bottom target of 50 there. I think the MAC9 is shooting a little further than that MAC checks. I think so. All right, so as you can see, had to make some minor adjustments on the watchtower because this hadn't been out since this optic was put on. That's the new optic. And same with the Romulus. I put this on right before Arm 5, but I was only shooting still, so I hadn't dialed it in, so I had to make a couple of minor adjustments on that. But once we did that, that bad boy was dialed in, and everything is dead on point. In my opinion, this still shoots close to the Romulus, but obviously it shoots flatter than the Romulus. This bad boy is running nice and flat. I think the emerging front runner out of this group, though, is this MAC9. The combination of this chunk port and these ports that we added on here, this bad boy runs hella flat. I don't know how it comes across on camera, but to the hand, I can feel the difference. This is running flatter than the Match X, and I think it's running flatter than the Great Lakes as well. So out of the Amigos, I think this has emerged as the top dog. Let me know what you think in the comments. But the feel that I'm getting and the feedback I'm getting in hand, I think this MAC9 has stepped up to the top of that group. And I would say coming in second would be between the Match X and this Synergy. But I think the Match X edges it out. So it's weird because it's a different feel when you're shooting them. And I guess it's just the design. You've got the comp on here and you've got the ports. And this is an aluminum frame. So the Synergy is all steel, so you got the additional weight. And it kind of helps balance off what is missing in the comp here. So it's tight, but I think the Match X edges it out. But it's kind of hard to say. It could really boil down to preference and what you like. But everything shot nice. I'm extremely pleased with this here. Another big shout out to Lawrence at Recoil Arsenal. He did his thing on this bad boy. One thing that I did notice, and this is more of an ammo thing, this batch of, and I'm shooting Blazer brass 124 grain. This batch that I've got is dirty as hell. I mean, the barrel on this thing got extremely filthy, and same with the other ones. It's putting off quite a bit of smoke, but and I noticed that at the range when we were at Arm 5. You've seen the footage dropping. Arm 5 was a blast in the ATL. Big shout out to RGG, regular meetup. That thing was like that. Enjoyed seeing everybody. Had a blast. Looking forward to the next event where it's going to be. But I can't say enough about that weekend. Was definitely extremely pleased and had a blast. The sponsors were there, turned up. It's getting better each year, so I can't imagine what next year is going to be like. But it's the place to be. If you're not familiar with it, check it out. ARM5, a regular meetup. And if you're in the firearms, you're in the 2A community, it's something that you want to attend. It's something different. So big shout out there. That's where that footage is coming from that you've seen dropping on the channel. The different sponsors shooting the different firearms. That's the regular meetup. So we got one more session out here at the range. For this last one, did a little bit of transition just to see how it swings from target to target. That is with the Synergy and the Romulus initially, but then I mixed the other ones in, and then we finished that off with some rapid fire just to see how these bad boys run out. With the rapid fire, the rhythm of the finger is an acquired skill to keep that bad boy. Sometimes the gun will buck more with you just trying to get that finger rapid than it would just kind of shooting quickly versus trying to run out. So that's something for me to work on, and that's just finger control. Because all these bad boys run really flat, but I've noticed in looking at the videos, when you're trying to just speed run through a magazine, the gun tends to jump more, but I think it's jumping more from the movement of my hand versus the recoil. So that's something to work on. But that's how we finished out. A few transitions, and then just running these bad boys out. So let's finish that up, then we'll come back in and wrap up. Let's start with the Synergy. We're going to go top left, bottom right. Top left, bottom right. Pretty decent. Now let's walk around a little bit. So we'll just rotate dot to dot. So let's go here. Finish off with that Romulus. So this pretty decent. Still don't have a feel of which one of these bad boys. Flat. See what's flat. That was up as well. Saw. I don't know how it's coming across on camera. So we're gonna finish off with the MAC9 and the match X. Gonna run this last max. Gonna run this last max and we'll wrap it up. Checks. Just kind of running out. I say we ride out on that. That's a good place to end. Just kind of running them through. I'll tell you what. That place to to see how it's going to run out. Let's load that Romulus because we're going to do the same thing. Wrap it there. All right. So that was it. That was kind of short and sweet, that last session. Hit me up in the comments. Let me know what you think about these bad boys. Let me know who you think is the flatter of the group. I think of the Amigos, I'm leaning toward the MAC9, definitely, as running the flattest out of that group. But all of them are running extremely flat. So no complaints with either one of those. And I would still say that the Rockstar is the Romulus as far as holding this on with absolutely no work done. Once I get this bad boy ported and open that comp up, it's going to be lights out. It's going to be right back up there front running again. So nothing but love for that Romulus. I did shoot the 3.5-inch comp version at the meetup because Alpha Foxtrot was one of the sponsors. And I like that. I think I want to add that to the collection. Everything they had out there was the flat DLC. I want it in the polished DLC. I really like this finish. They're still doing those. It just takes a little bit longer because that process takes a little longer. But you can order it in this finish. So I'm going to be adding that. And then the Fusion Firearm should be coming in here soon. That's that DLC model. So keep an eye out for that. That piece is super nice. So I'm not going to hold your video. It's been long enough. It's your boy BTG. aka Bust Them Guns. Check me out on other platforms at Bust Them Guns, Instagram, Facebook, as well as Rumble. Hit me up in the comments. Let me know what you think of the roundup here. Let me know what you think of that synergy, how it compares to the rest of the group. And until next time, holla.